So it's your typical Sunday night, and during the summer, it's really hot. I get this phone call from a really good friend of mine who's producing this one movie out in the middle of nowhere. It's called Four Aces, and they film so many times. They film music videos, they film movies. You've probably seen like Beyonce's music video out there, and you see a movie called Identity, and they film so many times. And, I mean, I swear, you see this location so many spots. And it was easy $300 for a 12-hour shift, working nights, watching 3 picture cars and some Jennies and some equipment inside the buildings, which they're pretty much empty. Outside it looks like an actual building, but the buildings itself inside were empty, only for lights. And it was really hot. I mean, it's 7 o'clock at night and it's only 98 degrees, so it's really hot out here. So I take the job, why not? I'm out here, easy money, watching equipment. So I go in my car and I chill. One of the bad things of working by yourself in the middle of nowhere where the nearest neighbor is like 20 miles away, you have no phone service, is you're lucky to pick up any radio stations that are around. Usually you get like the country stations, you might get like one good station. I think there's one oldie station called Kareth 101 that you might get because it's also an AM. And so, but it gets really boring. I mean, you're by yourself for 12 hours, you don't know what to do. So the only thing you can do is either read, but once it gets dark, or you walk around. And that's what I did. I walked around during my shift, and I looked around everywhere, making sure everything was locked, all the windows, all the back doors, the front doors, because you just never know. That one time when you're doing your rounders and something's open, and you know that a few hours earlier you checked and it was locked, and you know something's bad is going on. And so I do it. I go around, I do my rounders, and sure enough, it's just, I mean, it's a really cool location where they're at. It's the middle of nowhere, but you want to make sure you know your surroundings. And that's one thing doing security you have to know about, is your surroundings. But it gets really boring too at times. People say, oh, security must be fun. It is. Well, not really fun, but it does get boring. And so when I do my walk arounds and do my posts, I make sure I check around everything just to pass time, because I mean, what else am I going to do for 12 hours? And it gets dull. Trust me, it gets really dull. I do see a transportation guy come in later on to pick up one of the picture cars, but that's pretty much it. I mean, pretty much it gets quiet other than this White Motorhome passing by once again. Now, I could have sworn I saw this White Motorhome earlier. Now, another thing too is you got to keep track of what's going on in your surroundings. And one thing I like about working in the middle of nowhere during this time of summer is the awesome, beautiful stars. You work out, there's no lights, there's no choppers, there's no music, there's no kids. You get that summer breeze coming through, and it's 10 p.m. It's like 80 degrees, but you see the stars. I mean, the whole universe is huge and big, and it's awesome. It's a really awesome feeling, and it's one of the good things I love working about in the middle of nowhere. You can see everything. 1 a.m. comes around, I'm walking around, and no one's on the road, and I see these lights. So I duck because I'm not near my car, and what do you know? It's the White Motorhome. Now, I'm sure this White Motorhome passed by more than once earlier. Maybe they're trying to find a spot to sleep at. I don't know. But me, being security, I'm cautious. So I'm not near my car. I duck. I don't want to make myself noticeable. Maybe I should have, and then somebody knows there. I even walk out to the street to see if I even see anything. And as I turn to my right, I see the motorhome parked in the distance. Now that's kind of creepy because it's dark. I run back, and so I hide behind a trash can because I hear the engine coming on, and I know they're driving by again. And I don't know if they're watching me, what they're doing. I have no idea. It's hills have eyes out here, people. It's creepy. It's scary. And sure enough, the motorhome comes back again. But this time the motorhome stops. It stops like 50 yards in front of me. And as they're parked in front of me, they turn off their engine. They open up their side door, and they start making chicken and turkey noises and They didn't talk. They just kept making animal noises, like weird, strange animal noises with the door open. Me, I'm shooting bricks because I'm unarmed. There's no phone service. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I either jump in my car, drive away, leave all this expensive equipment behind, and it gets stolen, and I never get hired again in Hollywood. or I stand my ground and watch what's gonna happen. Is what I did. I looked all around me, make sure they weren't trying to having someone come from behind, whether distract me in the front. But it's when you're by yourself and it's like 1, 2 in the morning, and they're coming back and forth. It's scary, and just like that, they just drive off. Come 7 a.m., I let the crew people know what was going on last night. I told the site rep, I told the officers that we have on set. As I'm doing crew parking, I see this white motorhome pass by me again. I look at the back of the motorhome, and I see some old guy tapping the window with an axe in his hand, pointing at me with his other finger going underneath his neck. I mean, what was that insinuating? I have no idea, but I was shooting bricks, and someone production man said, "Hey, RJ, you can go ahead and take off, get some breakfast. Thank you very much. We'll see you again when we come back to the city." Me, I skip breakfast. I just jump in my car. I let everybody know the stories, and not too many people, you don't believe what I tell people what happens at night when you're by yourself. Me, I didn't really give a shit. I just got in my car. I drove as fast as I can. I went through stop sign signals. I want to get the fuck out of Buckhead, BJ. I want to get back into the city. And it's kind of scary what the cop told me, that people always missing around this area. All they find is their personal belongings, but they can never find the bodies. And they always talk about this white motorhome that no one ever gets the information or license for. But you know what? When he told me that, I decided I'm never gonna go out working in the middle of buttfuck Egypt again by myself, because I had enough of desert and hills have eyes.